All right, hello, this is Miss Sherrill, and I will be showing a 5th grade lesson on some of the most important topics that we cover in 5th grade this year. And the first one is main idea and details. So you'll have your page, it looks like this, and you will also have a magazine or other text that looks something like this. And you'll actually get to choose whichever article in your magazine you want to study for your project. So the directions say read an article from the magazine, find the main idea, and paraphrase details. So I chose this article here. It's called In Living Color. See how animals use color to survive. And I can use that title and know right away that's going to give me a clue to the main idea. But then I need to go and read through the text, and this is me being you reading through the text, but you're gonna do it a lot more slowly because I've already read it. Reading. I'm seeing a lot about animals using color for different things. I see they need to use color to show off, to get attention. I'm seeing they use color to communicate with each other, to blend in with their surroundings. I'm seeing lots of ideas repeated over and over and over again. That tells me that I have found the main idea. So I'm gonna put in my main idea box, color helps animals to survive. That is the most important point the author of this article wanted me to understand. So you need to be thinking about what is the most important point the author of your article wanted you to understand. Now I've got some details, and I can add details in a couple ways. I could quote copy from the text, but I see that my directions tell me to paraphrase. And I know that paraphrase means to put it into my own words. So I'm gonna look for a detail that helps prove how color helps animals to survive. So I see on page 6, it's actually talking about a bird called a macaw. And I noticed here that it says her colors in this habitat help her hide from predators like jaguars. That is a detail that helps me understand the main idea of how color helps animals to survive. So I'm gonna think, how could I put that in my own words? And a good paraphrase is going to keep the main idea, but it's gonna change up some of the words. So let's see. The colors of the macaw help her hide from predators is what the text says. So I could put disguise, because that means something like help her hide. Disguise her. And predators I know are animals that eat other animals. Disguise her from animals who want to eat her. So there's an example of one detail that I could include to support the main idea, but I need to make sure that I have all 4 details, and you'll do that in your article too. All right, going on to our next section. Another important skill that we do in 5th grade is using context clues to figure out vocabulary words that we don't know. And so look, fancy that, we have an example already in here of our word. This sentence where we see it from the text, what we think it might mean, the context clues that help us understand it, and a dictionary definition. Now you can use a dictionary that you have at home, or you can even look it up on the internet if that's easier for you. But the word that I found in this text is right over here. And I even circled it, I annotated it in my article. It says that chameleons are territorial. Wow, that's a big word. I'm gonna go ahead and write it in my organizer, territorial. And I'm gonna go ahead and copy the sentence from the text where it appears. Chameleons are territorial. Well, that doesn't really help me too much because it could chameleons are red, chameleons are crazy, chameleons are silly. All of those would make sense in that sentence. So I'm gonna have to look around the sentence to see if I can find anything else, okay? Chameleons are territorial. They don't like to share space with other chameleons. Okay. I think that means like selfish of your space. That would kind of make sense there, because if they're selfish, they don't like to share their space, so we'll put that. Context clues, okay? I can paraphrase the text evidence that gives me that context clues. They don't like, to be around other chameleons. So there's my context clues. Now I'm gonna look it up in the dictionary, and I just looked it up on the internet, and I found that territorial actually means protective of your territory or protective of your area. Like you don't like it when other people come into your area. So I was pretty close with my guess there. And so that would be an example of how you could use context clues. You need to have 1, 2, 3, 4 words from your article and use context clues to figure out their meaning. If you don't have enough words in that article, you can look at other articles in your magazine too. All right, so I'm going to my last assignment here. And here we go. We had a little bit of a writing project here. The prompt, first of all, I want to make sure I'm annotating the prompt so that I can understand it. But it says that some schools do not give students a summer break. These schools say that students forget too much of what they have learned if they take 3 months off. Instead of one long break, students have more shorter breaks throughout the year. In your opinion, is it better to take one long summer break like we do now, or is it better to take more breaks that are shorter? Write one paragraph to explain your answer. Make sure to include these things: topic sentence, evidence, transition words, or conclusion sentence. Okay, so the first thing I want to do when I annotate my prompt is look for that question, and that's pretty easy because I can just look for the sentence that has the question mark at the end, and I'm thinking, what am I writing about? Is it better to take a long summer break or more breaks that are shorter? So there's my question. I'm also going to look for my background information. Usually that comes right before the question. That kind of explains what's going on about how some schools give summer breaks and some don't. And then my instructions, which are my I, are this part here that tells me how long I have to write it and what I need to make sure that I include. So now I'm ready to write my topic sentence. And I've got my organizer back here. And I know that a good topic sentence restates the question. And so I'm going to start off, it is better. Do I think it's better to take one long summer break or many shorter breaks? Well, I'll go with one long summer break. For schools to take one long summer break. Now here's where you get to get creative. You can use a text, you can do some research online to try to figure out which is better, or you can just use the examples that you think of in your head. So here's one thing where we don't have to say according to the text. I am going to say, let's see. Well, I know that when we take a longer summer break, a long summer break gives people time to visit their far away families. So there's one explanation, one detail that tells me why it is better for some schools to take one long summer break. And I can give an example from my life. I'm going to cross that out because I don't need that transition word. I'm going to use this one instead. For example, detail my explanation, and I'm going to go ahead and do that for boxes 3, 4, and then I'll wrap it up with my conclusion in box 5. Then I will write my skipping lines draft on this page, and that wraps up our spring break packet. So I hope you're having a great break, and I look forward to seeing you back at school next week. Bye.